Record. What's up, Adam? Checking this out later.
Check. Levels are good.
The levels tonight, Adam. Sounds good.
Sounds good. He's back. It's gonna be nice to have you back.
It's gonna be nice to have professional
I have
quality.
I don't have bananas.
No bananas. No chocolate.
I had Chips Ahoy before the show.
Ooh.
I had
Ooh.
2 Chips Ahoy cookies. By the
Rock 'em
way,
in Nabisco.
if you get because just for 4th of July, I got 4th of July Oreos. If you get those, you might be surprised because they shove Pop Rocks in the middle of it.
Oh, that feels like a no.
I'm like, what's this?
Seems like it's a terrible idea.
I'm like, whoa. Kind of sugary.
Rocks. That seems super sugary.
Yeah.
It's firework in your mouth.
Good, not great.
Good, not great. Good, not great. What if you put it in milk? Does they start popping?
Ooh. I gotta try that.
Let's do it.
I know what I'm doing tonight.
Getting crazy tonight. What's up, everyone on Twitch? If you are on Twitch watching us, we are. If you are, uh-oh.
Oh, that got a little meta. Wait,
Watching us, we are. If you are, we are in the Matrix right now.
I'm gonna stop my Audacity and restart.
Sorry,
No, that's fine.
this is all on my Audacity.
Sounds good.
Real quickly, we are the Box Out Boys. So if you are joining us live on Twitch, feel free to comment, talk to us. We'd love to hear from you.
There's
So,
like 3 of you again.
nice. Thank you guys.
We're crushing it. No, I meant like
Oh,
your voice is tripled.
our voices are
Yeah.
tripling.
I didn't hear it.
Okay, so then it must just be me.
It's probably just Zoom.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zoom.
Yeah, cool.
Zoom in.
We zoom in.
Zoom in, zoom in, zoom.
All right, without any further ado, then let's go ahead and start the podcast. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I am Titus, 2 Shots Dominguez, and join me tonight in person. It's Chris Statsman Gorman. Hit it with the stats, Chris.
Hey. All right, I got a stat. It's kind of a lazy stat. Chris Paul in the Western Conference Finals is 1-2 as the starting point guard, while Cameron Payne as the starting point guard is 2-0. That's what I got.
Former Bull.
We definitely wanted to touch on that tonight. Also, get minutes. It's Joey One Shirt McCrowski. Get that, Joe.
These guys went to the Sox game last night without me. I took that personally.
My man, this if you're not on our Twitch right now, you are missing just a gem of a moment. Old Joey One Shirt is smoking a cigar. He's live on the scene in Phoenix. We got a remote, and he's
We flew him out.
we flew him out. We got potential sponsors in the works, so budget's increasing. Lots of stuff in the works, but he's out there checking it out at the Garage. It's a local brew pub bar place.
Serving Bud Light and the Bats Blue.
My man. And also, he's back. A return. Making it sound as delicious as Dove chocolate. It's Adam, the professional Bruns. How's levels tonight, Adam?
Substandard. Like your takes.
The levels are very substandard.
No, they sound great. Everything sounds amazing.
They're great.
I'm echoing really hard in my head right now, so if I stumble a lot tonight, that's why.
What do you got there?
I got a drink.
Gin.
Well, this is actually a Paloma.
Oh, that's right. What
I've
are
been
you
drinking
talking?
these. So,
Fancy.
2 shots of tequila in here.
Whoa.
Ooh, getting crazy.
Getting crazy, getting loose. We're gonna drink some Oreos and Pop Rock milk. I don't know.
All right, let's roll. We got some games.
Yeah, sorry. Let's start. Let's get on
We got
track,
some
man. Sorry,
games.
guys. Chris is so NBA has continued to be crazy. I still don't have my head around anything. Giannis goes out with an injury. Atlanta comes back, ties the series up 2-2. Phoenix could not shut out or close out LA in Phoenix in game 5.
That was game 5.
Yeah. So now
Game
we're
5.
watching game 6. I don't know, man. So let's start with that game from last night, the Milwaukee Bucks and Atlanta.
Yo, okay. I'm just gonna start off right now, but we need to just dive in
Just dive
quicker,
in.
just
Let's go.
because like the craziest thing with this Milwaukee Atlanta game is the fact that Atlanta was up 10 before Giannis got hurt. It was
Yeah.
62-52.
Yes.
They're already down. Already looked like Atlanta was going to take this one.
Yeah.
With Lou Williams starting over Trae Young, which the whole team, nobody got more than 21 points. Lou Williams finished with 21 points. They all played a great game. Capella 6 for 7. Herter doing Herter things, being Kayvon last night. It was just a great team effort. Cam Reddish being back is fantastic. Everyone's now talking about how, it was always Trae Young and Luka Doncic, but really it was Trae Young and Cam Reddish for Luka
Ooh.
Doncic. So is that better? I don't know. But anyways, Atlanta, man, even if Giannis comes back, Atlanta might take this series because they looked like the better team in game 4 there. And then so let's just talk about that first. That's where I'm at with that. Where's your guys' head at?
Let's go to you, Joey. What do you think on that? What kind of Chris just said?
Yeah, I want to echo exactly what Chris said. I think the game was already getting out of hand before Giannis's injury. He did make a push there to start the second half. I believe he had 8 points in 5 minutes, so he kind of seemed like he figured something out. But the Atlanta Hawks as a team looked significantly better. I have a stat too from our one of our top listeners, Patty O, sent me. He's actually going to game 5 tomorrow night. So Patty O will be in Milwaukee tomorrow.
We might have to have him on.
I think we should get him on.
Yeah.
The stat he sent me revolves around our favorite Buck, as Chris likes to call, Chris Lowerton. The Bucks, so far that this playoffs are 1-5 when Middleton shoots under 40%, and they're 9-0 when he shoots above 40%. And that's that held true last night again.
You said
I'm
just
sorry?
4-0?
4-0.
48. 40. Wow.
40%.
That's low.
All Middleton needs to do is shoot above 40%, and the stats say that the Bucks should have a pretty good chance of winning. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Chris, about the Hawks looking like they might have a chance here, but I'm going to ride. I think I'm still going to ride with the Bucks and assume that Middleton can shoot 40% and get them to win the series.
Yeah, this is wild. Honestly, my thoughts, I kind of agree with what Joey was saying. I think that Giannis had kind of figured out some stuff in that third quarter. They were starting to make a move. They were still down 10. It was still going to be, a lot of work to get them to, come back and take the lead. But even if they would have lost this game, without Giannis getting hurt, I still would have felt confident in the Bucks. I mean, it's kind of what they do. They go up and down. Middleton did not play great in this last game. But now I don't know, because I thought that blowout, I think it was a game 2 or 3. I think game 2 was a blowout, right? From the Bucks.
Yes.
I thought that kind of set the tone. And then when they lost game 3 again, or game 4, it was like, all right, I think game 3. Yeah. When they lost game 3, I was like, all right, I think this is going to be a wrap. Maybe it does go 6, but I think that the Bucks are the better team. Now Giannis being out, because he's been officially ruled out for game 5, right?
He is listed as doubtful.
Correct.
Okay.
Have they decided on Trae yet? Is he listed?
Trae is questionable.
Questionable.
Which, whatever.
Yeah. Flip a coin.
But Atlanta looks legit, man. They look really good. And I don't know. I don't know what to make of this series, man. And I think it's probably going 7 either way, whether Trae and Giannis come back. But I think it's a coin flip, man. And it's crazy. I would have never said that going into the playoffs, that Atlanta is going to be a coin flip away from getting to
the thing with Atlanta is they have so much depth on this roster, like up and down. They have the guys. Can you guys name who the third backup point guard is on the Atlanta Hawks? He played 10 minutes last night.
Chris Dunn?
Chris Dunn.
Come on. Of course I know it's Chris Dunn.
He's played 4 games for them this year, including last night. And
defensive specialist, Chris Dunn.
His stat line is exactly what you'd expect from him. 0 for 2, 0 for 1 from 3.
Yep.
1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, a steal and a block, and a foul in 10 minutes. So
Sounds
Chris
right.
Dunn just doing Chris Dunn things out there. But yeah, just because of Atlanta's depth and the way they're able to come back even with an injury to their top player like this, I don't know, man. Milwaukee's are they gonna stop? They should start Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis has played fantastic this series. He's been a definite bright spot for them. Full of consistency as well. You seem to be getting what Chris dreams of out of Bobby Portis in every game.
He's just such a hustle guy. He hasn't played more than 20 minutes this series. Last night he played 20, which I can't believe he didn't play 30. Like what's this? They had Pat Connington in there as the guy that replaces Giannis. I don't really understand why Connington's the replacement over Giannis over someone like Bobby Portis, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
The only thing that like I get what you're saying about the depth on the Hawks. We just haven't. I feel like we haven't seen that depth, right? There were times where you needed to see it, and I feel like just Trae Young has overshadowed a lot of that. But I mean, when he's out of games that he's been playing, they seem to really not have a ton of offense. So I don't know if I trust it to come through for 2 more games. I feel like Middleton and Holiday have a better chance of performing than the collective Hawks.
How many good games should you expect from someone like Chris Middleton in a series? Like
How many games should you expect?
good games. Like he had a 38-point game the game before. Obviously, it's 16 this game, 15 in game 3 that they won. But he was 6 of 13, so that 40% thing stands.
I mean,
Then
you should expect every game, right? I mean, he's their number 2.
He definitely shouldn't have the ups and downs that he has.
No.
That's not acceptable.
I mean, he can't have a fourth quarter like he had in game 3 and then have a game in total like he had in game 4.
And I think you guys are right. Like Trae Young has been kind of like stealing the show. I mean, he's been putting on a show, frankly, and shutting up, the idiots like me who don't like him. But man, their depth, I think you guys are spot on. They're just deep. They're a deep team, and they got guys all over the place, and they're all hitting shots. Bogdanovich, who was supposed to be on Milwaukee, but that trade fell through. I forget exactly what the whole thing was with that. But he's looking great. Herder's looking great. I mean, I was kind of, I think I jotted down some guys. Even Okongwu was playing great too. He was shutting and Reddish was shutting guys down too. He was shutting down Middleton. So, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes forward. I really hope Trae comes back because I want to see these teams both healthy, but I'm not sure what his availability is going to be. And then obviously with Giannis with the knee, that did not look good. I don't know if you guys saw that clip, man. Nasty.
Yeah, I just seen it flash across the screen here. No structural damage to Giannis's knee. So overall, it's just a hyperextension, which is positive. But I mean, you guys everybody saw the replay by now. I saw it live. No structural damage or not. The knee was like the letter C. Knees aren't supposed to do that. So
they don't bend that way.
They don't bend that way. Hey, question though for you guys. So we talked about Budenholzer and that his job was done if they didn't win their last series. If they don't look competitive in these next 2 games, is it the same story again?
Yeah, I think
Giannis or not. You think that they have to make the finals for him to keep his job?
I think they have to win the finals.
Win. Okay.
In my opinion.
They have to win the finals. So
I
if
don't
they make the
disagree.
finals and they lose, you're still like, nah, they got to fire this guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Still hashtag fire Bud.
if I was a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I would look at the landscape of what's happening here. And this is something I want to get into towards the end of the podcast, but me and Chris were talking about it last night at the game. But with all these injuries and all this stuff that has happened, the finals is literally wide open. Anybody can go and win this thing. And I think of all the 4 teams left, I could talk myself into anybody winning it, which is crazy. So to me, I go, you have this golden opportunity basically gifted to you. Until this Giannis thing, they were the most healthy, the healthiest team. You know what I mean? Probably besides Atlanta, but of course they had the trade thing happened 2 games ago. But this is your window. You have to win these titles. The same thing like when Toronto won when Kevin Durant got hurt. You know what I mean? Like you have Kawhi for that 1 year. Durant has this weird freak injury. Clay's out. You have to win that title. No excuses. They got it, and then boom. Kawhi moved on, and they're all set. This is for Milwaukee, who's been a top seed the last couple of years, who's been to the conference finals before. This is their second time here. This is your shot. Like to me, they're maybe the most veteran seasoned team left, maybe besides the Clippers because of Kawhi, but of course he's out. To me, you got to go get this thing done, and if not, then all right, hey, you got to because next year you're coming back. People are gonna be healthy, and what are you gonna do then? So, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, no, I honestly don't think Giannis, the Bucks have a chance if they don't win it this year. It's kind of like the Raptors last year. Everybody knew that Kawhi was going to leave, and they went all in and they actually succeeded. The difference here is the Bucks have been making this team for 8 years, and they still feel like this is the one moment they have. If they don't do it now, they should just essentially blow it up in a way. Like I don't know
Yeah,
if they're
right.
completely, but
Yeah, something has to change, right? I mean, Giannis is signed in. I don't know what Middleton and Holiday's contracts look like, but I mean, you've got the star and you've got the supporting cast. So you've got to make it happen. And this is, like Titus said, this is the year. The door's open, and if they don't do it, someone's got to go. And
so yeah,
think
I
it's
guess in
gonna
that
be
case, I
Bud.
agree. It should be Bud, but it's just also the GM has created this team of Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis for the next 5 seasons, and it doesn't seem like a team that can win a title unless they're all healthy. And there's other teams that lose, the majority of their talent or their salary to injuries. So,
Do you guys think
I don't know, man.
they would have been any better if they had Bogdanovich? I mean, he's not.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he's not playing out of his. I mean, he's not scoring like he was expected to score. I mean, last night
He's
was
been
better.
hurt this series. So I just think him as like a fourth option on the Bucks, like that's scary.
Yeah, but
And
who's he taking minutes
his
from?
range too, though. He was 6 of 14 from 3 last night, right? Off of 19 shots.
Right.
Well, 14 from 3. And it's just someone having that kind of range is something that the Bucks don't have. I'm looking at the Bucks right now. Bryn Forbes is that guy. You're technically maybe Connaughton. Bogdanovich is
It's an
a much
upgrade
better
from those
version
two
of
guys.
So,
Yeah, fair enough.
but also they play low. The offense is different because they have Lopez and Giannis. Nobody has 2 bigs like that really anymore. They should do more Giannis. We don't want to talk about the stretch, but anyways,
I mean, they should play more Giannis at center.
hey, maybe Giannis's brother can make a leap. The dude
Donasis.
and I don't
Donasis,
know,
whatever you
man.
say.
The Bucks, it's just not great. The Hawks have a bright future ahead of them. If you go on and talk about a team on the up and up, the Hawks, dude.
They are definitely on my radar now. I was kind of sleeping on them before playoffs, and everybody knows that I don't really like Trey. So, but man, they look good. They look real good.
They got a bunch of 20-year-olds, just like Cam Reddish we just discussed. He's 21. The dude not shut him down, but he helped control Middleton last night. Oneki Okongwu, the rookie at USC, is 20. He's born in the year 2000, guys. Like this is where we're getting at here. And it's just a beautifully well put together team.
Yeah. And man, if they could, if Trey is healthy and the way he's been playing, I mean, he looks unstoppable at times. He looks like a lot like Iverson and that kind of like comparison of that player. Yeah. I mean,
comparison.
Wow.
I know when I was ranting about him, I said that was the only guy that ever made it to the finals as a little dude. I think Trey's about to do it. So we'll see.
Anyway, yeah.
You guys want to move on to the
Let's talk about Paul George. That guy is
Paul
looking,
George. Speaking of dudes
he's
that
looking
are
pretty
surprising
good.
people.
The dude, yeah.
Yeah, so he had 41 in that elimination game. They were down 3-1. Chris Paul made some comments saying, he doesn't want to talk about 3-1 because he's had bad experiences. Not going good right now. Marcus Morris and DeMarcus Cousins tore him up. 22 for Morris, Cousins at 15.
Oh, hang on. Before we move on,
Go ahead.
Baskets be awesome comment.
Baskets.
Nice hat, Chris. What NBA player hat do you want to wear if you could make one? Make an NBA player hat?
Ooh,
So it's like a jersey. Why don't they do more jersey hats?
that'd be kind of
Like a
It'd be
number
a
on the
thing.
side type of deal?
Like have in the middle, just like the number and like ATL, with 11. Get some Trae Young action going on here.
Wow. Does anybody have like any good logos? Like who's got a good logo? Like LeBron's probably got his own personal logo, right?
Kawhi's got a good logo.
I think I could get Kawhi's hand. That would be kind of cool to get
Cool.
His
that.
hand would be
Kawhi
pretty
hand.
cool.
I have my
yeah.
fun guy shirt with a Kawhi hat. But
What about a rose?
Ooh, a little rose.
Just a rose with like
Ooh, that's got to be a thing. I got a little
like-
shamrock. I can
with
get
like Derrick
Rose.
Rose's signature. It's like,
Yeah.
nice little cursive off to the side, like comes off of the stem of the rose.
I like it.
I'm in.
I want might give me like a little watch, like a Dame Time.
Dame time. Ooh, that's a good one.
A little flat brim, snapback.
Flat brim with a watch on it.
script
Across the
on
back,
side.
it
This is an
says
untapped
Dame.
market. This is something.
Yeah.
Why aren't
we
they
should be
doing
that.
this? This should be a thing.
Baskets be awesome. Is coming up with business ideas.
Come up with business ideas again and again. Baskets.
You're the man.
Appreciate
Way
you.
to do it.
So yeah,
Sorry. Anyways,
No, that
you
was
talking about
good.
Boogie. He's
Boogie,
killing it.
Playoff career high, 15 points.
That's a play. That's
Yeah, but
That-
I mean, he's had some
That's
ups and downs.
sad.
It's sad for him.
I mean, it's
That'd be
it's excellent that he had his career high, but it's sad that it took this long, and that's the number for how long he's been in the league and how
it's 11
impressive
years.
he was supposed to be.
So I mean, again, another series that I can't figure out anything about. Man, holy, that was a nice block by Cousins.
Mhm.
But so what do you guys think? So LA's been in most of these games. I think they've been all these games, right? They've all been close.
Mhm.
You know, a couple bounces here or there. You could talk yourself into a sweep from the Clippers.
Yeah, I mean, if Paul George makes those 2 free throws, it's a 3-2 series, and they're playing to go to the finals right now instead of trying to stay alive.
That's
Yeah.
right. Game 1. That's right.
Right.
Game 2. Wait, yeah. Or was that game 2?
No, game 1 was like the Booker game where he went off.
Yeah. Game 2 we're talking about
Game
where
2
that
was
was Paul
free
George.
throws.
Oh, that was the alley-oop. That was
That was the
insane.
alley-oop.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say that right now that if Giannis remains injured, which he most likely will, Paul George is the best player left in the playoffs.
That makes me sad.
Wow. What
It's
about
true
Devin
though,
Booker?
right?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's absolutely true.
Hey, Paul George over
Who do you
Devin
think-
Booker
who-
right
who do
now.
you thinking, Titus?
I said Devin Booker would be the only guy I could think of.
I mean, okay, if Devin Booker's better than Paul George, Devin Booker's got to win this game tonight.
Right,
True.
he's got
He's
to
got to
do
step
it.
up.
He's
Like,
got to drop 40.
I mean, he
and
had
just put it out of question.
31 in the last game.
Yeah, but
So-
Paul George had 41.
True. Oh,
So
there's
that's the thing. Like,
Book on cue just hits a jumper.
Booker ripped the head off of LeBron in round 1. He can, if he can do it to LeBron, he should be able to do it to Paul George.
Yeah,
I just-
Paul George is
I don't know,
taking over the games. I mean, he's done exactly
He
what
is.
he's supposed to do, right?
He was
Kawhi went
15
down
of
and he said,
20. This
it
is
was
so
nuts.
wild.
"Yeah." I mean,
That's not,
Booker.
that's not a.
Booker is filling the stat sheet, but he's not taking over the game. Like,
Yeah, his points are quiet.
The thing
Right.
with Booker, he could be a little passive. I've noticed with
Mhm.
him, like he doesn't like get after. He doesn't really rim run. You know, he's more like he would rather take the mid range jumper. I feel like, and that's why I'm actually kind of impressed with how well he's been in this playoff series or
Yeah.
in these playoffs.
I think something we saw was two teams that had not learned to win yet in Milwaukee and Phoenix. That like Phoenix, you have to close that game out at home. You have to. You can't just go in. They went in kind of, just they did not step on their throat, which is weird because, like Chris said, they did that to LA in the first round. And Milwaukee, same thing. I think they heard Trey was out. They kind of maybe thought, all right, we should be able to coast here and get this, go up 3-1.
Yeah. And that's the thing with the last game was so frustrating because, Boogie played 11 minutes, but really the center on this team was Batum or Marcus Morris Sr., who looks like a rejuvenated person all of a sudden. Like, are we sure it's not Markeith out there? I don't know. Like, I don't know if we'll ever be able to know if I think their tattoos are even the same. But, and Batum and Marcus Morris are able to guard 8 and they hold him to 10 points on 5 of 9. He had a minus 22. I don't know, man. I want the center to be back, and I really need to see something from Ayton in this. So
Yeah, Ayton did not have a great game in the last game, and he kind of disappeared. And he's arguably been one of their best, or been their best player this series, because Booker's been a little shut down by Beverly. Seems like he's been giving them problems. Though I would be kind of interested in a Clippers Atlanta series with Pat Beverly on Trae Young, a battle of dudes I do not like at all. I think that'd be super interesting.
Or are you just trying to troll yourself at this
I
point?
was trying. Well, I wouldn't even know who I would root for. I think I'd probably root for Trae because I really can't.
Clips
stand
Hawks.
Beverly.
That's a nightmare. Yeah.
That's our nightmare scenario, right? Clips Hawks is just like, ugh, it's gross. Gross finals without Kawhi.
Oh, here's one thing I remember hearing. Stephen A. earlier this week said that the Clippers should not re-sign Kawhi Leonard and they should ride Terrence Mann.
Cool.
Thoughts? Anyone?
okay, hot take. I'm in favor.
What?
Whoa.
I
Oh
think-
no.
I
Okay.
think Kawhi has got like 2 more seasons left, and he's just gonna fizzle off into oblivion.
Whoa.
Hold up. What?
The dude, I think
I'm not gonna lie. This sounds like it's making sense, but
the dude cares a ton
Is that a
about.
cigar or is there more to that cigar?
got the blizzy over there.
You know, it's just a cigar.
He's not.
All right.
He does not partake in the Leafs.
I don't partake in the Leafs. All right. Not the Clover. None of that nonsense.
None of that's nonsense.
I think Kawhi.
Ooh, man. Let's turn that
Professional.
up.
Copyright.
Cars every day. That's the lyrics, right?
All right.
This is copyright. Hang on.
Copyright.
Yeah, Joey, you got to explain
Alright,
yourself here.
Go on. We
So I
Yeah.
think Kawhi cares. I mean, he's proven that he cares very much about his health and his body, right? Like that is his focus, and no fault for that, right? At all. So all the rumors are floating around now that what happened in San Antonio is kind of repeating itself in Los Angeles right now, with the medical staff like downplaying his injury and him thinking it's worse than they think it is. Like if he's gonna be half in or like not trust what they've got going on, I think it makes sense not to re-sign him. And I mean, he's oft injured. When he plays, he's fantastic, but he's oft injured. And when he's injured, he seems like he takes that extremely seriously and doesn't push himself to get back. And again, I don't know his injuries and I don't know his body and how that all works. I'm not faulting him for any of this. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
I could see him being like, hey, I'm hanging it up young and I've got my championships, I've got my stats, I've got my awards, I'm good.
That's the thing. If Kawhi retired tomorrow, he's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, he doesn't need to prove anything else. He's done
Yeah.
it.
Man,
It's
that is
interesting.
an interesting take, and I'm honestly kind of agreeing with it. Like, it's as crazy as that sounds. I wouldn't just let him go. I would sign him and trade him.
Yeah.
But
No, but I think, Joey, I get your point where it's like, hey, I don't know if I really want Giannis on a max contract for 5 years because you can't trust him to actually be on the team
Right.
and just
he-
abruptly retire. And now,
yeah, and he's
now
certainly
you're
not
like,
the
what?
guy who's going to take a pay cut. Like you can't go to him and be like, hey, you've often injured, so we're going to give you the 5 years, but it's not max. He's not going to do that
No.
because there is a team out there who's going to give him the max.
all right, crazy thought.
Okay.
Kawhi to Portland for Dame. Who says no?
What?
Neither. I think both say-
Kawhi to Portland for Dame.
Yeah,
The Clippers say no.
really?
What?
Are you? If I was the Clippers, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Kawhi for Dame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard. We were talking about Kawhi Leonard as a top 5 player in this league 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
And Dame's top like 8.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be like, I think they probably pair better because then you have, you get your small forward and George, and then you get your guard.
No, they fizzle out in the first round. I think if they don't
What?
have Kawhi. Oh my God, guys, you're really discounting Kawhi Leonard here just
No,
because he's
I-
hurt for a little bit.
I'm not. I'm just.
discounting,
I think
tough.
that fits both of them. The Blazers keep McCollum.
Yeah. McCollum and Kawhi.
With
Oh, it's
your
great
kid-
for the Blazers. I don't see this for the Clippers at all.
I mean, the Clippers don't have a point guard though.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the one thing they really need, a guard.
Wait, what? Oh, the Clippers need a guard.
Clippers, yeah. I like that.
I guess, but like, they're not going to give up their best player to try to fill a need. Like, you don't trade Zach LaVine just because you think we need a power forward.
No,
No,
but one could argue that right now Paul George is their best player, not Kawhi.
Oh my God.
one
Prove me
This is
wrong.
wild.
I don't know if I'm not agreeing. I'm not saying that that's fact.
This
I'm
is
just saying.
wild.
Like,
Okay,
I'm
this
not
is
saying
gonna be
that's
hard.
fact.
I
I'm
love
just
how
saying,
What
like,
Joey's
I like
doing
about your
this.
take here is that if the Clippers go on to the finals, it's gonna be hard for me to defend against it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Paul George is proving a lot of. I mean, everybody.
He's looking
wrong
like
right now.
Indiana Paul George
Yeah,
when he was a clearly number one guy and a guy that was on the rise and all the playoff P stuff. The dude looks legit right now. And I don't know. Where was this guy at? Where's he been?
I mean, he did you hear his thing about like the like LeBron James? Like LeBron James said he'll never be 100% again, and Paul George kind of was like, yeah, I kind of get that because of after that Olympics exhibition game where he busted his leg, was out for basically 2 seasons. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't like Paul George enough to well, I guess this is more personal then. I just don't like Paul George enough to think that he's better than Kawhi Leonard. Like, oh, it's weird. No way. No, the Suns need to win this series so we can not have this
Yeah, we're
conversation
gonna have
next
this,
week.
this how good is
yeah.
They need
Paul
to win
George?
this
honestly,
game.
honestly, that's what I want. Yes, I want the Suns to win.
Aiton's got 10 already. Like,
Dude, Boogie is just
see, man.
Boogie's
Boogie's being a bully again. It's kind of fun.
He's got 2 for 2 from 3.
these guys. It's like a playoff series from like 10 years ago. Or something. Rose looked good. Paul George looked good. Boogie Cousins is looking good. What is happening out there?
Boogie. Oh, I got the foul on that. All right. We can
Chris
do we
Paul
can do a live
is-
we can do a live thing on that. Anyways,
1 and 2.
So based on all these games, guys, that we've been seeing so far, we got the Suns Clips are 3-2, Bucks Hawks are 2-2. I think we all still said Suns Bucks. I think, are we all still saying Suns Bucks?
To me, if Giannis doesn't play, I don't think the Bucks are going to win. I think they're very contingent on Giannis playing.
Joey, what say you?
I'll take Suns Bucks still.
I think the Bucks can actually win a game without Giannis.
Yeah,
like
I
if
think
they don't
they
have Giannis for tomorrow, I think they could still win.
I don't think they're winning 2 games though without him.
I think the Hawks sit out Trey tomorrow. If he's not like 100%, I think they'll probably take him one more game, figure it's tied, see if they can repeat the magic they had last night. And the Bucks can get that one. And I think in a game 7, I'm going to call Trey having one of those, like, 22 and like 2 assists, no rebounds, and like 9 turnover games that he's prone to have every
And
once in a
then
while.
still win because that's what happened.
Come
Game
on,
7 last
come
time, right?
on. Yeah, that's true.
But dude, the crazy thing, and this is mind-boggling to me. But all right, let's say that series goes 7. Trey's the guy you trust most, right?
Yeah.
In a game 7,
Yeah.
I mean, if
I
Giannis
trust
isn't
him,
playing,
Lou
yeah.
Williams, Bogdan Bogdanovich,
you're not trusting Giannis,
and then maybe Middleton.
If
And
Giannis
maybe
is
Middleton.
playing, you have to trust him. But I don't think he's going to play in the series.
oh man, if Giannis doesn't come back, I think they're in trouble.
Which is terribly depressing for any NBA fan.
You know what's
Yeah.
gonna happen is tomorrow Giannis isn't gonna play, Trey's gonna play, and the Bucks are still gonna win the game because these playoffs make no sense. Like every time we talk about something, every time we think we know some kind of formula to
That's
this.
the best prediction you've ever had because that's the only thing that makes so
It's
much,
based on-
so little
yeah.
sense
Yeah,
that it makes sense. Because it's these playoffs have been bonkers. I thought the Bucks series was a wrap. The Bucks have looked like the better team, and then Giannis gets hurt and Trey's out, and everybody else plays awesome. And then Phoenix looks like they were just going to roll these guys up. They got all the luck plays, and then they didn't.
look at campaign there on Paul
Campaign.
George defense. Who is this guy? Oh my god!
What are the Suns? I
Sick
heard
Chris
that
Paul.
the Suns GM said the campaign signing is the most satisfying free agent signing he's ever made. And
It's just
I can see why. Like, because he probably didn't put that much thought into it. He's like, oh, this guy's pretty good, whatever.
yeah,
He's
he's
a
He's a
serviceable.
distressed asset that was a
Right.
lottery pick. So we'll see. Let's take a flyer on it. Man, he's just
Paying
hitting
off.
off like a rocket. Unbelievable.
There's some guys getting paid right now. Reggie Jackson, we haven't really talked about him, but that dude's getting a
Dennis
So,
Schroeder.
I'm
whatever
gonna
Chris
ask
Paul
you-
said. That dude's getting a bag.
Do you want him on the Bulls?
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Should Bulls go get him?
No,
No.
stay
No.
away.
I say
Run.
no.
Run.
I don't know about
Okay.
run, but
If you guys
no.
watch Handmaid's Tale, the last episode of season 4, well, run.
I've never
Don't
seen
do
an
it.
episode.
I don't know what that even is.
Hulu? You get Hulu?
Who's a Handmaid's Tale?
Oh my god.
Is it like a dog tail or like? Is
It's
it a
like
story?
Homeward Bound. It's Homeward Bound.
Okay.
But it's
Oh,
the
no.
Handmaids.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah.
So they get
Sorry,
lost.
this isn't. I should reference more true TV shows like Carbonara Effect
Wow.
or
That's
not-
even worse. That's even
let's
worse.
not open
Than,
old
Impractical
wounds.
Jokers. I don't know.
Wow. I haven't watched an episode of those in months.
you want to talk some swamp people? I might.
Swamp
see on
Swamp
board.
people. There we go.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Now we're on garbage
right.
TV shows.
What else we got? What
All
else?
right, I have
All right, are
one
we
other
good?
question for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I think we can kind of move on to some like random topics now. I think we're good on all the games.
Yeah. No, I think. Well, I kind of want to say the Hawks are going to win this, even though I just said like if Giannis doesn't play, the Bucks can win. I don't know, I'm just going to stick with Bucks Suns. Let's move on.
All right. This is a topic I brought up with Chris last night at the game that Joey was not invited to,
No,
Declined.
it's fine. It's
He
fine. I was
declined the
invited.
invite.
I
He
declined the
declined.
invite.
and then we rescinded it. So
Right.
was
Yeah.
underdog.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
as is typical for you guys. Yeah.
is this going to be the biggest asterisk championship ever? Because let's go through the list. You got the Nets without Kyrie and Harden hurt. You got Philly was whatever the hell happened with Ben Simmons. Like, that's just weird. This potential Giannis injury. Then on the West, you got the AD injury. You got Jamal Murray injury. You got Kawhi Leonard injury. Like, if the Suns make the finals, they will have played the Lakers without AD, the Nuggets without Jamal,
Yeah.
and the Clippers without Kawhi.
You know, I want we should rank the top 10 players.
Let me hear the Chris
let's
take.
say-
Yeah. Give me
We
the
should
Chris
say that
take
for
on
next
this.
week. The rank top 10 guys, and then how many are left? Because we're at Paul George being the best
Yeah.
player left in this year in this playoffs.
Because and then, like, all right, could they potentially the Suns could potentially play all those teams and then play in the finals against Atlanta without Trey or Milwaukee without Giannis?
That's amazing.
I mean,
That's
like,
actually, yeah.
it's potentially in the cards. Like, that's
So-
crazy.
Bill Simmons is kind of a shell of himself ever since he really got a lot of his money and sold the Ringer to Spotify. But he has a good thing where he doesn't like asterisks. It's not really an asterisk season. It's kind of a footnote thing. And they talked about it in like 2012, like when Derrick Rose got hurt, the Bulls were the best team, and they're going to be like the Heat were going to win. The Heat were definitely going to beat the Bulls. I don't know.
I agree.
But this
Thickness.
this is so unprecedented to see this many injuries to these star players like this, and it's not all like tissue related where there's a lot of wear and tear because people could be blaming that with all these games are close together. Like Jamal Murray's injury is kind of like that. I'm seeing here. You're not gonna go now. But
Oh yeah, you're on mute. You muted yourself.
now,
I can mute.
but anyways, there it is. Anyways, this doesn't happen like this. Like especially now with Giannis and Trae Young out. Now Paul George is next. It's just just keep going down the line. Like, and while this finals is cool, I still think it's not an asterisk kind of season. I think it's still like when the Heat made the finals, it was the bubble, but like people still respected the Heat. Well, they didn't really respect it, to be honest, right? Like they were kind of just like, no, this team isn't that good. So, but people still look at the Lakers as like the Lakers were the best team. I don't know, man. I'm still thinking, Joey. Or Tyus, what's going on?
Real quick before you respond, Joey. So here's kind of the thing I brought up with Chris last night. I said, so let's say whatever two teams make it, aside from maybe the Clippers is the only team because they would theoretically get Kawhi back. At like the two teams that make it going into the predictions for next season, you are not going to say that one, that they're going to make the finals or that they're a finals favorite. Let's say the Suns and Bucks make it, that everything is going to happen. You're not picking those teams to come out of the West. There's no way. You're picking either the Nuggets, you're picking the Clippers, or you're picking LA or the Lakers. And in the East, you're not the Bucks. You're like, okay, maybe they can come out of the East again, but you're saying it's Brooklyn as long as they're healthy. And then I think you might even say, hey, look, if Trae Young doesn't get hurt for Atlanta, who knows? So what do you think, Chris? Joey, going into on those thoughts?
So I think I'm on Chris's boat. I think the injuries that have happened, like with Trae and Giannis, Kawhi, like maybe not Kawhi as much, but they're not like wear and tear injuries. They're more like freak accident type things. I also don't know if I believe in the whole asterisk conversation to begin with. Like, you play within the bounds that are given to you. Like last year, like the bubble, like they still played, right? So everybody was under the same circumstances. Just like this year, everybody is playing on a shortened season. So I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I don't think that there's going to be any sort of nonsense or chicanery around this season. Whoever wins.
Yeah, I that's how I'm thinking about it. The more I lean in, the more I'm thinking about. That's where I'm leaning into more. Like the Giants, I'm thinking about football. The Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. hey, the Patriots were 18-0, but they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. It's like, do the Giants, is that asterisk team? It's like, well, no, because they, even though they're a wild card team, they still played the games they're supposed to play and they won the title. And
Right.
even though there's a bunch of teams getting injuries, like the Suns, it's still something to stay healthy. That's still a part of the process of a franchise, right? So
I mean, that's why we love sports, right? I mean, in general, it's like there is always the better team, but on any given night, any one of these teams can do something. And I think specifically for me, that's why basketball has always been so interesting to me. Is like clearly there is a superior team, but like you can overcome that on any given night. So
I guess asterisk might be the wrong word. I'm gonna say some words here that might potentially be worse, but
oh boy,
to me, I think I would maybe say that this could potentially be the fakest NBA champion or the least legitimate NBA champion in at least a long while.
that is way worse.
It's way worse. So hold on. Because, all right, let's say the Suns win the finals.
okay.
I just Suns is probably the Bucks is probably the better.
You're talking yourself out of your own argument.
Well, because I feel like if the Suns win, they were a number 2 seed all season. People are going to be like, okay,
Yeah.
that feels legit.
Yeah.
Where I feel like if the Bucks win, you're going to go, look, Katie's foot is not on the line. They lose. If Harden is 100% or Kyrie's 100%, they lose. If Trae Young is 100%, they potentially lose. I just don't know. I just don't know if people are going to look back on it and go, all right, this was for sure a legitimate NBA champion. We all think that these guys are coming back next year. Look out for them. I don't think that at any point whoever wins this title is except for the Clippers.
If anything's been proven, or like the way it's changed, right? So the NBA has changed into the super team, superstar league, and two of the 4 teams that are left, I mean, even 3 of the 4 teams that are left have proven that may not be the best case always, that having a full team is almost better than having 1 or 2 major superstars. The Suns have proved it. I mean, you could argue Chris Paul and Devin Booker are stars, but I don't think most people would argue that. The Hawks, Trae Young is a star, but he kind of became one. They're a full team. And the Bucks, Giannis is a star, but the rest of their team is just a team. So,
well, and I think that's
I don't buy in.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, because I kind of agree that like these teams that are in that left in it are full teams, and I am really enjoying it. I'm kind of coming off as like I don't like this or whatever, but I am really enjoying it. But I think you go like what I push back with what you just said is that I don't think that they're proving it. I think that the fact that they're full teams is kind of why they've lasted this long, but it's not like they're beating these super teams at full health. Because I think if AD is healthy in that first round, I don't think Phoenix is getting out of it.
Okay, so you're saying that LeBron then isn't as great as you think he is?
No, it's.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so
hold on.
Okay.
Real quick. That's to me like that's different than what Atlanta did against Philly. Like what Atlanta did against Philly was a legitimate win in my eyes. Like Atlanta went in there, kicked their ass, and Ben Simmons looked like.
But Embiid was like 50% though.
Yeah, but he was still playing. That's something different.
So I think there's gonna be more basketball ambiguity going forward, like where we're gonna have these kind of teams that just come out of nowhere and it's like, oh, actually the Hawks are pretty good, or actually next year
the Bulls are pretty good.
The Bulls, sure, hell yeah, let's go. Sign Cam Bane to $60 million, whatever we need to sign. Anyways, and I think we're just so used to like all these super teams just dominating, like going on runs. Like, oh, the Warriors got a 5-year run. LeBron's got a 10-year run going, but now it's just more like, hey, no, we have a group of teams and they might be good. And we'll see. We'll just have to play out to see how it works out. But this year's a little different because there have been so many injuries. Last time this really happened was Dallas Mavericks in 2011, where like they swept the NBA champion the year before in the Lakers. And then, they beat the Thunder, and then they beat, obviously the Heat, the Super Heat in their first year. So that was a legitimate championship, but you still didn't look at the Mavericks the next year as like, a dominant team going to repeat. So I don't know. It's just I think we're going to see more of this, and I think it's kind of better for the league overall.
No, I will say I'm thoroughly enjoying this
agree.
Playoff run. It's been a great run, and these teams are fun to watch. These games are incredibly compelling. The fact that I don't know who's going to win night in and night out is awesome, and it makes you have to watch. And it's just been crazy. Like this series right now, like LA Phoenix, we're watching. It's 48-47 as we're talking, and I'm just it's been back and forth. It's been nail biters every single game, and right now. I still, they were up 3-1, but I still would not say Phoenix is for sure going to win this series. It's crazy.
All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think we're about good. Any comments in the Twitch?
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
I think
It's all
King James stopped by for a second. Leave a comment next time, buddy.
right.
But we'll be in touch. Anyways,
All right. Well, hold on. Let me get my little script. I said it
The
here.
outro.
The outro. Well, that is it for us tonight. Join us next week to talk more NBA basketball. This was a great conversation, guys. I really enjoyed this. Thank you, guys. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Box Out Boys. The Box Out Boys 1 on Twitter. Slide into those DMs. Please give us some comments and stuff. Watch us live on Twitch Wednesdays around 8 at the Box Out Boys on Twitch. Send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. Let us know. Is this going to be the fakest NBA champion of all time? The least legitimate? Or am I just crazy? And as always, like, subscribe, review wherever you're listening to this at. We very much appreciate that. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, I'm Titus. Until next time, box out. Ooh, he was ready. Da, 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 da. Snoop Dogg. Man, I love this song.
now we can't monetize this video. This
Oh
stream.
no.
Oh man.
All right, so we exported as wave. Is that what it is? I forgot.
no.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's export
It's wave.
export as wave.
What episode number is this?
Hey,
23.
400.
400.
23.
The Jordan episode. How we not even mention it?
The what?
The
Wow.
Jordan episode.
Ooh.
McCollum used to do that on his pod. He would do like episode number 8, like the
Kobe
Kobe
episode.
Bryant episode.
The Levine
Like,
episode. Oh.
Oh.
Levine episode.
Nice.
Dude, the Bulls need to get somebody.
I think they're going to make a splash.
I think so too.
I
Did you
think
hear
they're going
there's
to go
talk
for
about
it.
them entering the first round, which I think this is just like random talk.
I'd prefer them not to go for a draft pick and go for a star. I mean, they have some assets. I think they gotta.
Well, who are you not willing to give up?
To me, it's Vooch and Levine.
Vooch and
Everybody
Levine.
else is fine.
I think Vooch and Levine are untouchable. Yeah,
But everybody else, ship them.
maybe Thad, but like I don't know if he's
I think-
untouchable. But I think I think like you want to keep him around for that veteran presence. But
That dude has
If
so much
the-
value for some reason.
but if the package is gonna crumble because you don't want to get rid of him, then he goes.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go in any deal. If Thad Young's not part of the trade, I'd be shocked. Like of any trade.
Pat Williams is probably part of any trade too.
No.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine sending Pat
fine with
Williams
that.
out.
Depends on who we get.
That
I
hurts.
like him. I
I mean,
just
if we get Ben Simmons, it'd be perfect.
he's for the number 4 pick. He's too passive for me.
He was just at he went to one of the playoff games with Billy D. Can't get rid of
Yeah,
Can't get rid
to
of Pat.
tell him this is what you could be. Stop being passive.
exactly.
Being passive.
My internet just break.
Who would be the you guys' prime target for the Bulls? Because I think it's Dame, I guess.
I was gonna say if Dame is truly unhappy, then let's go. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, give those guys everybody and say, look, come on, man. Give us Dame. But I would love to see him in Philly, actually.
Hey, what's the folder for
Dame?
this? Is it
Yeah,
what is it Box Out Boys podcast?
I think so. Let me look it up.
I think so.
Let me go to my
I usually organize it afterward.
Did you delete them? Is that why I don't see many?
No, they're in folders.
Hmm.
Are you under
anybody watching
Adam
anything?
Runs 23 Gmail or are you doing Adam A
I'm, go-
Runs?
I'm, I'm under shared with me
Hmm.
and Drive.
I go through the email every time.
I'm getting there. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. It's Box Out Boys because we have the Box Out Boys podcast, and Box Out Boys. We need to
Clean this up.
clean this up.
Where did that go?
That was a
We
good
have
pickup,
box-
boys.
Wait, we have Box Out. I only see Box Out Boys.
And I think I just too much shared with me. Oh, we're still on stream.
watching?
No one's watching.
All right.
I'm just gonna
Baskets be awesome is gone.
end this. Stop.